Hello and welcome to the introduction to the Act on Your Intention workshop for 2017. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to shoot a little bit of an intro video about what you're going to experience over this 3 days this weekend coming up and what you need to do to prepare. So this is kind of a preparation prerequisite video. And first and foremost, what I want to do is I want to give you kind of like a 3-day outline of how it's going to flow. The whole purpose of Act on Your Intention workshop is to fully embody the character that you choose to play, which means you're not here to find yourself, you're here to create yourself. And in doing that, it is going to be very important that your body and your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are all in agreement in who you are, so you can act and behave and think and feel your way into this new reality. Because basically, whoever you believe you are, the universe will reflect back to you. The universe is a big mirror. And so whatever you're projecting outwardly will be reflected back to you. And so when we want to change something about our past or our character, or we want to become more in alignment with the higher unlimited perspective of ourselves, then we have to dive down deep and we have to find what programs are running that contradict that. So what this weekend is going to look like is you're going to actually learn something called method acting. And method acting is a type of acting that very skilled actors do. And the process, and I'll give you the short version, we'll go into a little bit of a longer demonstration when we get into class, but the short description is basically what a method actor does is when they're studying a script, which you will all be creating, they're studying a script of a character. They're learning every in and out of this character. You know, what does this character like to eat? How does this character dress? How does this character behave? How does this character behave when no one's looking? You know, what this character is like in relationships. Who is this character around money? And so they study this script very, very intensively. And they've actually seclude themselves while they're learning this character. And then what they do is they actually inject themselves into the environment that this character lives in. So if I'm playing a role of a homeless person, then I would actually go before I started filming and I would become a homeless person so that I could know what it feels like to be hungry. I would know what it feels like to sleep on the street. I would know what it feels like to be cold maybe, or humiliated by others, because I need to embody that character before I perform. So basically what these 3 days are going to be a disembodied of the old limited aspects of yourself that were gifted to you by family, friends, society, school, and environment, so that you can completely shed yourself of everything that you've kind of been a potpourri of, which means that yes, you are yourself underneath everything, but you are also the peacemaker, you are the doormat, you are the savior, you are the healer, you're all of these things that are necessary for you to survive in the family and dynamic that you grew up in, but don't necessarily resonate with where you're going as, you know, the mission of why you're here on the planet. So what we want to do is we want to really take stock of the character that we're actually playing right now in all aspects, which means with no judgment. We're going to look at who we are, like blank slate, like, wow, this is the character I've been playing. No wonder Law of Attraction's been responding to me like this. No matter the universe has been showing me these type of relationships so that I could see aspects of myself. So when we're doing a method acting process, what we're doing is we are basically getting rid of our personality and we are becoming the actor of the script. And so in order for you guys to do that, I have very specific guidelines. Now, let's just take it back a notch. I'm not going to grade you on how you come to class, which means that if I give you these key points to show up as and you don't, that's your choice, okay? This can take 3 days, this can take 3 years. I just want to give you the tools and the process and help you succeed through the 3-day intensive by coming prepared. So if I were going to be coming prepared, which means that when you come to class, you're going to be picking up a script. And you're going to be picking up a script that you're physically going to write. So that means that what you have to do is you have to leave your old self at home. And how we're going to do that. So this is actually going to be quite fun. First and foremost, when you show up to class, and if you guys are doing this virtually, I want you to practice this somewhere in your life, like go to a Starbucks or go out to somewhere and actually demonstrate what you would be demonstrating in a room full of classmates, and I'll show you how to do that. What I want you to do is I want you to come with absolutely no identity. Zero. Which means that when you get out of your car or when you turn on that Skype to tune in, you have no name, you have no backstory, you have nothing. You are literally just going to be acting like you have complete amnesia and you're about to go on a 3-day process to figure out who you are. Which means that when you walk through the door, you're not going to introduce yourself to anyone. You will not have a name tag. You will not have a conversation about what your kids are doing today. You will not have a conversation about the daycare that you needed to get. You are going to show up as a completely blank slate to who and what is probable and who and what is possible. Because in order for you to really figure out who you are, you have got to set aside who you've been, or who you want to become will always be peppered with who you've been. So when you get into the classroom, you have no identity. I don't want small talk. I don't want you sitting down going, oh my gosh, I was so tired this morning. That doesn't exist. You're showing up as a fresh being, as if you just incarnated on the planet. You're brand new. And what that needs to look like as far as being able to hold that acting ability from the moment you step into class is I want you to dress very neutrally. Okay, I don't want you to dress in your old character. I want you to dress in a neutral place that is actually not going to give you a lot of attention, which means that you're not going to put your clothes through a process of how you feel about yourself. You know, you're going to just dress very neutrally and probably bringing something that is just forgettable for you because you want to be completely disengaged in who you've been. If you're bringing your lunch, I want you to bring something that is completely new to you, which means that your taste buds have never experienced it before. So that could be going to Whole Foods in the morning and getting Indian food if you've never had that. Getting something that is not what your character would eat. And if you plan to leave for lunch and go and have something, then go to a restaurant, and you can even do prep work wise why we're giving you this video earlier. Find a restaurant, like an Ethiopian restaurant, or someplace that you've never experienced before. You don't know whether you like it or not, because as you show up for lunch that day, you will be a different person. So your entire perspective will be brand new. I want you to not bring things that keep you connected to your old character, which means that if you've got small children at home, of course, you're going to have a cell phone and you're going to have to be slightly engaged. You're going to have to play dual roles a little bit. But hopefully you have set it up for yourself where you can totally be in this 3-day process with me, because it's the more you can focus and be there completely neutral, the more then we can disengage the limitations and the old belief systems that are stuck in your frequency energetic signature and move you into becoming and who you really came here to be. Because in day 2, we are really going to start the becoming process, and we're going to have half of the day to practice and the 3rd day to fully become. So that means that you guys have a lot of work to do before. One of the things that you guys could do if you're A+ students is you could literally, before you come to class on Friday evening, is write the script of who you've been. And this means to do it from a place of non-judgment. So you are not looking at, wow, I'm playing a victim with money. You're not judging that. You're just like, wow, my character plays the victim here. My character is not supported here. Like, if you were going to be a role in a movie, and right now your life went into a movie and you were watching it, who would that be? You know, would it be the victimized, bleeding heart? Would it be the indigo warrior? Would it be the one who just always just has enough? The really kind-hearted guy that doesn't get the girl? Like, who are you in your movie right now? Because what you'll start to notice is the universe has never been against you. It's just responding perfectly to your script. And as we start to change your script and start bodying new frequencies of who you choose to be versus who you've become out of default, the universe starts to show up for you in synchronicities and people and places and events. And all of a sudden, before you know it, the intention is the script, and the props and the stage and the co-stars and the other people and the extras all start to show up in your new movie by Sunday. So it's a very, very cool process. And so let's see, so we want no identity, which means that if you're going to be in class live, what this also means at lunchtime is that you're not discussing your old character. I'm totally okay if you guys all want to go to lunch together or Skype throughout the day with each other, but there is no old stories. There is no, I'm doing this workshop because there is only this moment, and there is only, I'm figuring out right now who I'm becoming. And as we go into that evening after class, I want every experience that you have after that experience, if possible, to be completely brand new, which means eating a different dinner, hanging out with different people, not having the same conversations, not doing something that's within your old character's comfort zone or even in your old character's needs and wants. I would love it if you guys could become masters, and if you could do some deliberate body work throughout the day, which means, brushing your hair on a different side, brushing your teeth on using a different hand, changing up your soaps, so that you're also engaging all 5 senses in a brand new experience. This will help your body become neutral faster, because your body knows who you've been. It's been doing it for as old as you are. It knows you better than your conscious mind does, because your conscious mind is always in the becoming process. Your subconscious mind knows exactly who you are and how you're going to behave when you're in autopilot. So your job is technically, as soon as you start watching this video, is to get out of autopilot. Break your routines, break your patterns, break your justifications, break your character down, write it out, totally accept it without judgment, because what you're doing is, as soon as you can look at your character and go, wow, this is who I've been, then as soon as you accept that with love, it transcends immediately, and now you're ready for another blank script. If you look at your character and dive into fear or grief or judgment for yourself, then resistance creates a glue. So what you resist persists, which means if you're going to go into judgment once you actually really take hyper focus on who you've been, then you're not going to allow yourself to become new, because you're going to be in shame and guilt and humiliation and fear. And those are the frequencies, okay, that keep you anchored to the past. So what you're doing is you're clean slating yourself. So whatever your imagination can come up with other ideas for you to be able to clean slate yourself into this workshop, and keep yourself clean slated into that first day, so that the next day we can start becoming. We're going to be doing a lot of practical. We're going to be doing a lot of, you're going to see a lot of this performance. We're going to bring in some remote viewing aspects so that you can stop being so good at you and practice being something else, which disengages your character itself. So we've thought of everything for this workshop, and basically it's what I've come up with this last 7 years of my own process. We've got Annette who's joining us, who is a trained, trained in theater and TV. We've got D. Mike who's going to be there, and he's an actor. So we've got all these really cool components that we're bringing into this workshop, so that we can show you how it all comes to life, and how you need to be able to hold your focus in your new character, so that quantumly reality can build around your focus. So hopefully this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just email us at Transcendence Wellness Center with your questions, or jump on Quantum Life Free, our coaching page on Facebook. I will be putting this video on that site for that group to be able to see, for what they will probably join in later. And if you are at home, the rules will be a little bit different in how the days flow, but I will be your anchor point. While everybody is performing, I will be working with the ones that are online. So I will be sitting down with the computer working through the drills and the demonstrations with you guys online. So really excited about this workshop. Watch it over and over again. Come up with your own things that I didn't think of in how you can shed who you've been and let go of that. Try to set yourself up so that you have freedom for these 3 days, so that you don't have to be locked into commitments and obligations during the process, so that you can really fully be free to pretend with me. Because pretending is the frequency of play, and play is imagination, and imagination is focus, and focus is reality. So we will see you then.